everything I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I just got to find somebody that can follow sort of my lead, and I'll throw everything at them and let them run it for me. I don't care.
Yeah, it's nice if you can delegate, but you know, if you're able to pull it off without you know, too much aggravation, then it's well worth it. You know, I think the camaraderie and everything else is real enjoyable. So,
all right,
are live.
Are we live?
Or remember it.
Don.
We are live. So, what's going on in Indiana, in Fort Myers, Florida, in Orlando, Florida, and at the Alamo, in Iowa, and in Tampa, Florida? But we're going to find that out tonight because we have represented from all over the country inventor group leaders and their members, and they're going to we're going to get to feature them tonight in a very, very special edition of Inventor Friday. I'm Don Skaggs with the Inventors Network Kentucky. With me tonight is Leo York. Leo, introduce yourself. And
Hey everybody, Leo here. Yeah, VP, and glad to be here and looking forward to what's going to be a really fun episode.
Yeah,
whatever
so
it
we're
is,
going to be
live stream, whatever the word is.
So we're going to be talking to all these different groups, and we're going to start tonight. And we're just going to get right off the chute here because we're going to interview these guys, and thank you, Leo. You've got me all teed up with Wayne Rassinen, who I always somehow manage to butcher your last name.
no, you nailed it.
Did I nail it this time? All right, I'm getting there.
Yep.
And Grant Wayne Shining Star, which we have now renamed him.
Yeah, that's what we want to go with. We're fine with that.
Oh, come on, no, Grant.
So
Don't be a poser.
Yeah.
Well, add an N to that, and you got my last name.
Exactly.
There you go. That works for me. So Wayne, how long have you been leading the Tampa Bay Inventors?
Oh, it's probably since
dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Yeah, I stopped counting at 20. So
the Nixon years.
About 20 years.
Oh yeah, well I kind of know the feeling a little bit on that. You know, you turn around and you start counting back, and you're like, I've been doing.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you don't need that reminder. It's like,
right.
You know, so much water has gone over that bridge, and it's like I don't feel that bad. You know,
it's like, hey, you know, that was 10 minutes ago.
You know, it's the Egyptian in me. I want to live in denial.
You know? That's it. Oh well, Wayne, tell us a little bit about your group and what you do and what's going on. If there's anything exciting, what exciting thing lately has been going on?
Well, you know, the most exciting thing is we had Leo on just the other night to talk with the group. But yeah, we've been going on for a little over 40 years. 40, you know, from 83, September of 83. So
wow.
41 years. And nonprofit organization, you know, C3, 501c3. And we've been doing 2 meetings a week for that long, pretty much, or two meetings a month. Right? Yeah,
2 meetings,
2 meetings a month.
Yeah,
nice.
I was gonna say, I think you had us all beat.
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, it's been interesting. You know, the whole COVID experience was a bit of a shock to the system. You know, not for just us, but apparently everybody. And you know, we've kind of working on rebounding. We had a pretty decent group together on Wednesday night at our Fab Lab. We actually had more people in attendance physically than we had online, so that was good to see. And you know, we're trying to bribe them to come out. You know, I bring the snacks and stuff. Grant, unfortunately, is a little bit too far away, and it's But you know, we drag him in occasionally.
I look better on camera though, you know, so it's fine.
Well, you know, you can't bring all the 3D machines behind you. You
No,
know?
not easily.
So it's you don't. That's kind of your branding now. You know, it's definitely a feature of, you talk to Grant. Oh, there's the 3D machines. So yeah, it's you know, you'll have to do a background, you know, that you can take with you whenever you go, just to make
Yeah,
sure
I'll like have to take a photo of it and take it with me where we go places.
Yeah.
Wayne, I would say the other big thing that we've had recently with the club is we just had Maker Faire Orlando, where we had an opportunity for some of the inventors with Tampa Bay Inventors Council to show off their inventions to people from all over the area, of which Wayne was one of them. And it's a great way to gauge market interest, get feedback from people that could be potential customers. And these Maker Fairs happen all over the country, all over the world, in fact, and you can look them up in your area. They're normally incredibly affordable to attend. Tables don't generally run but a couple $100, if that. And it's an awesome opportunity for inventors to,
Absolutely.
you know, be able to display their wares, get feedback from people. So it's a really awesome
And
thing.
I'll have to thank Dave, who's also on. Dave Woods is also on with us for the invite, because that's up actually at his way. So we were able to piggyback in with their group. But yeah, I brought a couple of different things from some of the other inventors here, and was showing everybody the keyboard, and you know, got some really good feedback. A lot of people were just blown away. It's like, that's a full keyboard, you know.
That is a full.
Yeah.
So is that considered a one-handed keyboard?
That's a one-handed Bluetooth cord keyboard, and it
Oh, how cool is that?
replicates everything on your regular keyboard, so you can text and type with one hand. And
Very cool.
we added a couple extra keystrokes so that it works with iOS and Android. You can open and close apps, and you know, trigger them, and you know, and you can answer
I
the
feel
phone.
like that could be a SBIR for like disabled people
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
the term is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
assistive
mean-
technology.
There we go. That's a much
Rehabilitation.
better term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think there's a market there maybe for just regular folks that,
Yeah.
you know, hey, I want a keyboard on my arm?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I sold one recently to somebody that was talking about how he does a lot of note taking, and likes to use voice to text for note taking, but he uses some programs that require keyboard input. You can't tell the keyboard to, you know, shift this and voice to text, because it just writes it down, and then frustrates the hell out of you. So he loved it. He said, this is great. You know, I don't even have to take my phone out of my pocket, you know, and I can do my note taking, and, you know, save it and do everything else I want, you know. Just do
Wow.
Control S, and, you know, it updates. And so yeah, it's something that works with you know, VR masks, so you could actually type and stand and talk and walk around. You don't have to poke your hands out in the air or look at the keys and tap. You know, you can actually look around and stay cognitive to what's happening.
Oh, how cool
Very
is that?
cool.
So yeah,
So-
it's a definitely a step out of the norm. And
Yeah.
and I'm also doing a virtual keyboard that's all done with swipes. So you just swipe your fingers, and it replicates keyboard. Not the entire keyboard. Well, I mean, it can, but we've got it down to about 70 keystrokes. And
Wow.
I think anything more than
Dang.
that, you know, just gets more complicated. And, you know, I like to be the pioneer. I don't necessarily want to be the final word on the development of the technology. You know, you look at the fact that we're utilizing keyboard that was developed in 1869, you know, the QWERTY model, and
Right.
it has no correlation for really any benefit for us at all today.
Right.
You
Kind
know,
of one of those
mechanical
things
hammers
where-
don't jam. There are more efficient ways of being able to do it. So
Very
Wow.
cool.
So you
Yeah.
sold, yeah, you said you sold one the other day to someone. So they're
Yeah.
in production.
Yeah.
Are they for sale?
Oh yeah, yeah.
If somebody wants to buy one, like, maybe a Christmas present for somebody. Where would they, is there a website they can go to, or?
Yeah, they're on, it's called the Decatext. There are 10 keys. It's a chord keyboard. It's got one for each finger. Flip it on.
Oh, nice SEO too.
Oh, cool.
So you got 10 keys. Move this light up a little bit here. So 2 at the top and 8 on the front. So each finger is on 2 keys, so you can press any combination.
Wow.
Well, the
Very
alphabet
cool.
is a simple A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Then you hold one of the thumb keys, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Hold the other one, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Wow.
And so
This might save the world when the tablet kids start getting into programming, because I'm a
That's
little worried about
true.
that.
well,
Well,
yeah. And
Wayne, that
you
is
can-
so cool.
You can do it with it
Very.
in your pocket. And so it's Decatext, Deca, DECATXT.com. And
Yep,
it's
Leo's got it in the chat, actually. So
it's 175, but if you put in the code assistive tech, one word, it's $25 off. So
ooh, nice.
yeah, well, I'm trying to get into that assistive tech field, like you were suggesting.
Yeah. Oh,
Very cool.
I'm kind of excited about this.
Yeah,
They're in
very.
production, they're for sale. I love this. Absolutely love
You can't just keep talking about it. You have to actually
that.
take it
Well,
forward.
and that's the other thing. I mean, if somebody's interested in getting involved in the Tampa group, it sounds like you guys are really get people moving forward with products. So where do they need to go if they want to come
Probably
visit?
the easiest way is through our meetup group. Just go to meetup.com/TBIC-US, and that'll get you into our meetup group. And when we have meetings, I'll send out an email and let folks know about it, so that they can either come out and see us, or get involved with their inventions, ideas, and see where it goes from that. They can also email me directly at admin, ADMIN, at TBIC.US. So
Very nice.
Cool.
Very
Excellent.
cool. All right, we're going to
Good
get all that
deal.
in the chat for folks. And
Yeah.
Grant, why don't we give you a little plug here while we got you on the screen? What's going on with you?
I'm a board member with TBIC. For some reason, they don't hate me enough yet to vote me off the board, so they keep me on there. And my goal is to help inventors get to that next stage. It's part of one of the big values with TBIC is to help inventors come in, get from where they are to where they want to be. And that's one of the core competencies of what I do professionally with 3D Musketeers. So it just seems to work out well. While we don't have pretty much any IP as a company, we have a lot of IP that we've worked on for local, national, and international inventors all over. So we do a lot of 3D printing, 3D scanning, rapid prototyping, CNC milling, laser cutting. We make stuff. And I'm also a content creator where I talk about this stuff all the time on the internet with over 46,000 subscribers on YouTube.
All right.
definitely
Yeah, I heard you
subscribe
might.
to Grant on YouTube.
Yeah, you might have a little YouTube channel out there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. But it is a great way, especially we do some inventor related content. We've had, some world winning and world known inventors on the podcast. And, part of it is to help those in the 3D printing industry, but at the same time, inventors recognize that 3D printing is a valuable part of the process, but there's not a lot of knowledge out there that's easily accessible. So we try to make it quite a bit more easily accessible to individuals no matter where they are. And hey, if they're local to Tampa, we'd like them to join the club. It's not all that expensive, and they get an awesome opportunity there as well.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
nice. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Oh, good deal. Thanks so much, you guys. This was enlightening.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to share. And I don't know, Grant is 3dmusketeers.com. So you can definitely check out some of his 3D stuff up there too. And
good deal.
yeah, so would love to have anybody join us on our meetup nights. So,
All right.
Excellent.
you know, we
Check out the chat,
we generally
everybody.
Zoom on the fourth Wednesdays, and we meet in person on the second Wednesdays. However, in November and December, we skip the fourth Wednesdays due to Thanksgiving and Christmas. So
For us, it's election day, but yeah, gotta switch things around. Thanks so much, you guys.
you bet. Thank you.
All right, let's see who's next. Well, I'll tell you what, we mentioned Dave. Let's bring Dave on. Dave Woods with ICCF.
There we
for
go.
Veterans
Okay,
Council
so
of Central
I
Florida.
unmuted there.
Hey, Dave.
Inventors Council of Central Florida is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year.
Oh my gosh.
We got started in 1974.
Mm.
Our
Okay,
founder,
maybe we'll have a contest tonight. Who has the oldest organization?
I'd say you're gonna win, David. Yeah.
I think you're like honorable mention at least right now, or you might be the winner.
yeah, our founder, Dr. David Flinchbaugh, is 90 years old this year.
Wow.
And last year he was inducted into the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. So
Wow.
Very cool.
yeah, so this year, of course, we were at Maker Faire. That is an event that, if you're in the area, is really worthwhile to get involved with. What we have, well, if not for any other reason, you just got a huge mass of very interesting people there. I spent well, we'll get to that. We ended up just having one booth, a 10 by 10, but we were next to a door which had a little extra room, so we spread out a little bit. And the approach that we were using was to have the booth. Well, we have the main Inventors Council booth, but then we had our table, and then we had another table for other inventors to exhibit. One of the problems we have with inventors that are out of town is if they have to exhibit, they're required to exhibit for 2 days if you're going to have your own booth. But as a member of our booth, then you only have to exhibit for even as little as a half a day. We just have to keep our whole booth full. And so we were able to accommodate Wayne. He only came in for 1 day. And then we had some other inventors that came in for just a half a day to exhibit their stuff. I was there with my fins, which I have to give that a little bit of a plug here. We now have an actual brand name. They're Mission Fins, and they're being done by Sherwood Scuba. And what's kind of cool about this is the reason the S's are so weird is that's the Sherwood logo. When you get rid of the rest of the stuff.
Very cool.
Well, yeah, give us a little background story, because I think it's an exciting story about how you got started with those fins.
Oh, well, I'd hate to say it, but it is a long story, so we're not going to go the whole one. But more years than I'd like to admit ago, I decided that swim fins really need attention to be looked at, decided how they should. They haven't been designed for hydraulics, so I decided to design them hydraulically from the ground up. And eventually I managed to get in contact with an organization called Softworks, which I really recommend. I'll type that in here.
Oh, great. Yeah.
It's SOFWERS. And that is enough to be able, if you Google that, you'll get there. But it is an organization over in Tampa. It's a nonprofit, and its purpose is to find civilian tech and get it into the military.
Wow.
And thinking in terms of the size of the military, they do everything. So almost no matter what you have, there's probably some reason that it could go to the it could be used at the military. But if you get your toe in through Softworks, that's you can get a good grip and traction. I've tried getting into the military through other doors, and it just doesn't work very well. But I ended up getting funding to the tune of almost $250,000 for the tooling of the fins, and
Wow.
you know, design and tooling, and that contract is over now, and now we've got working on an arrangement with Sherwood Scuba to get these things on the market.
Wow.
Cool.
So I spent these fins flip up so that you can walk. So I spent 7 hours a day for 2 days standing around in swim fins talking to people, and it was quite a hit. I was able to get 47 surveys done in of scuba divers and snorkelers in an event that doesn't cater to them. So,
Wow, that's
you
some
know,
guerrilla marketing right there.
gives you a
Dang.
little bit
Yeah.
of gives you a little bit of an idea of the breadth of the interests in Maker Faire. Inventors Council has done surveys in the past to get the demographics, and we find that in general, the people that attend Maker Faire are a little bit whiter, a little bit wealthier, and a little bit more educated than the general Central Florida population. And so and then they're also a lot more vocal about what they feel about things because they're not afraid to share their opinions. So it's really a
Interesting.
great place to get feedback.
I'm just trying to imagine you standing for 7 hours walking around in the fins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't my feet that ended up hurting. It was my shins because the blades of the fins were rubbing against my shins the whole time.
Oh,
Makes sense. Oof.
So anyway,
wow.
but yeah, it was interesting
Cool.
because I would be standing, slightly behind my display, and then I would step out and start talking, and they go, "Holy smokes, you can do that!" But that's not the claim to fame of the fins. The claim to fame of the fins is that they're 20 to 40% more efficient than regular fins.
Right.
The flip up is just a bonus.
Wow.
Anyway, so we're working on trying to get those in the market, and hopefully that'll happen in, unfortunately, maybe the next year, because I'm told by the military that their purchase orders come very slowly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. But when they come, then they're like there and they don't go away. That's the wonderful thing about
So
selling selling to
Uncle
government
Sam in general, yeah.
But
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, they pay for you to design it, they pay for you to make it, and now they're going to become your customer. I love that.
yeah, and the thing is, so even if they don't buy the fins, I still have the tooling. So
Yeah.
it's a
And
win-win deal.
you got the military market now, and you got the direct consumer market. So
Right. Yeah, and that's what the surveys were all about is we were what we were trying to find out is if the flip up feature was something that the civilians cared about. And overwhelmingly, it turned out that the flip up is either neutral or positive as far as a purchase decision is concerned. So it seems like we should run with it.
how cool is that? How cool is that?
Very.
So tell us a little about your meetings that you have there.
So our meetings, we've changed our format a little bit. We used to have dues at $5 per meeting or $30 annually. And we have, because of the Zoom business, nobody that's on Zoom has been paying their dues. Big surprise there. And so what we've decided is that we're changing our membership program to that our once a month meeting, our Saturday meeting is, or I should say first Saturday meeting, which now we're having at the Science Center, which is great because you get to get, well, actually, people can come to the meeting, drop their kids off, and enjoy the science center while they come to the meeting, and they get free parking to boot. So it's a great deal there, and so it's a great synergy that we have with them, and those meetings are free. So they're just open. We call them open meetings that anybody can come. You don't have to. We like to get your name and email just so we know who's there, but we do not operate on a non-disclosure agreement there because, and we also have that in Zoom. But then every other month we have workshops that are for paid members with and in person up at a place called Family Lab, which is a makerspace in Longwood, and that's where we get down and dirty and talk about patents under non-disclosure. And so now the people that are really serious about their inventions, they pay the annual dues, and we only have to deal with that once a year. And it seems to be working at this point.
Very cool.
Very cool. Nice.
Well, Dave, if somebody wants to come visit, somebody wants to come join, how do they how do they find you guys?
Well, the easiest thing to do is I put earlier on the chat, I put our website on there, which is inventcf.com. And you just go to that, and there's a page for let's see, I guess it's, yeah, on the meetings page, there is a big green button that says click here to become a member or join our mailing list. By doing that, you get on a mailing list, and we send notices of the meetings to it. Then you get to actually choose the types of information that you want mailed to you. We don't sell the mailing list. We keep the mailing list extremely private. So it's one of those safe ones that you can go on. Typically, you'll get about four emails a month. 3 of those are just announcing the next open meeting. So, and then 1 is just all the upcoming events. So we try not to overwhelm people, but we found we have to send multiple notices of the meeting because people just forget about them.
The tightrope walk, it's like, am I annoying them or do they need it? And yeah, it's hard to tell some days.
So, and then
we had that with the text stuff. You know, I thought, oh, well, we're going to be bothering people, but they love the text alerts. It's just wild. Totally wild.
Yeah, another thing on our website is our current information page has a big green button on it that says join Slack here, which is a place where our members communicate with each other. It's a bulletin board. It has different categories, so you can plug into what's going on in Washington, just general information, finance, marketing, fabrication. You can subscribe to the various channels and then just get that information. And it also has the capability of direct messaging anyone that's on the in the system. And that way you can have private conversations also. I try to keep posting interesting information. So, you know, I post, well, this meeting coming up, I get that posted under other inventors groups in the Tampa Bay and the ISSF, and I'll be glad to do in Edison also once you have some meetings that we know about.
Excellent.
So
yeah,
if I can get on Edison's email list, then I can send their invites out too, so that everyone can be informed of what's going on. And we like to have it so that if you have information that's useful, post it. If you've got questions, post it. And that'll create the activity that everyone wants to see.
absolutely.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Well,
this was great.
Thanks so much, Dave. We really appreciate that. And looks like Leo, you got George teed up?
Yep. Hey, George.
All right, we're gonna move from Florida over to Texas, over near the Alamo.
Yeah.
Hey, George, how are you?
Well, yeah, doing fine. I'm vice president of Alamo Inventors in San Antonio, and that's alamoinventors.org is the website. We have it's a fairly basic inventors group. We don't we have monthly meetings. We have a speaker. We started in 1999, and then we met in person up until COVID, like everybody else. And then after that, we've been meeting on Zoom. We tried a time or two to do a hybrid meeting, but that really didn't work out because we didn't want to lose the people that attend from out of the area, and so that means you got to set up cameras and microphones, all this stuff, which a real task, So right now we're just doing a Zoom. As I say, we have a speaker once a month. We meet on the second Wednesday of every month. In fact, we just had one here last Wednesday, and we meet at it starts at 6 to 6:30. We have Q&A 6:30 till I don't know, about 8 or so. However long there's interest, we'll just keep going. But typically around 8 o'clock is when we get through. We publish a newsletter. You can go. Well, if you want to attend the meetings, just go to alamoinventors.org and click on register here, and you just put your name and so forth, and you're in. So it's pretty simple. Our membership is $25 a year, and what else was I going to say? We have what I say on the newsletter we put out. There's quite a bit. If you sign up for the newsletter, there's quite a bit of links on there that I've compiled over the years. Pretty interesting stuff that you might want to sign up for the newsletter and check some of that stuff out.
I can vouch for that. It's great.
Yeah, and then I try to put in 4 articles every month, 4 articles related to inventors or whatever. But there's just a ton of all kinds of links, dealing with patent searching and sell sheets, or so on and so forth, PPAs, on and on and on. So there's that, and that's pretty much it. The thing about it is, when we had the in-person meetings, we were more familiar with the people that have successful inventions, stuff, on the market and whatever. But since COVID and we meet, just on Zoom, it seems like a lot of the people that we help and they get going, they don't come back after they get started, get the momentum going, and they don't reattend. So I really don't know about, in a lot of cases, where we do have, we precipitated, some, really good inventions out there, but I'm not really aware right now of what some of them are.
Sure.
I will say that you might want to, this next meeting we're going to have in December, which will be the second Wednesday of the month, we're going to have a speaker from Libri CAD. Libri,
Nice.
Libre. That's a fairly renowned CAD program. That's pretty much equivalent to SolidWorks and some of the other. But the speaker is going to. They have their professional version, and then they have another version that is a little scaled down, but it will do more than any inventor would want to do. I use it to develop my patent drawings. You can do all the formatting and all the little things the patent drawings require. I mean, you can do all kinds of CAD, all types of CAD drawing, and it's pretty powerful. And it's called Atom. And so the speaker is going to talk about that. And I guess the unique thing about it is he's going to have a special sale. So you can get, if you attend the meeting, you can get this Atom for $100. And it's a lifetime. I mean, you get the whole license. So it's not, once you get it, you own it. And then if I think for $125, you can get all the updates from now on. So it might be something to, some of the event leaders or some of their, people that attend their meetings might have some interest in wanting a really, really powerful CAD drawing for, that you own the license for, $100 or so. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. But that's pretty much it for us, in a nutshell. So.
And when they want to find you, they just go to alamoinventors.org.
Yeah, well, and my name and contact information is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good
Excellent.
deal.
Thanks so much, George.
Yeah, George, we appreciate it. All right, who is next? Let's see. Do we want to finish up Florida? Is Jesse?
Sure.
Oh, Jesse might be stepped away.
Let's see. Uh-oh.
Jesse, are you?
Let's see.
You there?
Tell you what, while he's away, we'll get Iowa in the house. Let's see.
All right, good deal. Frank and Sam.
Yep.
Hi there.
And where?
Hey, Sam.
Frank, I know you're there.
Hopefully you can hear me. And then Sam will be my shining star.
All right.
There we go.
Okay.
This is going to catch on.
Yeah, I think this is going to become a thing now. So, Sam's new name is Frank Shining Star.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Frank,
thanks for joining us, though.
Tell us about your group and what you all are doing and what's been going on and what's coming up.
Terrific. Yeah, my name's Frank. I'm the president of Iowa Inventors Group. Website iowainventorsgroup.org. We are headquartered in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where I'm located. We are the Eastern Iowa resource and networking for early stage inventors for the most part. And we have monthly meetings. Typically or lately has been Zoom. Been trying to pull together an in-person meeting, just can't seem to get her together. And we pick various topics, have patent attorneys and prototype developers and the full range of interesting speakers for typically early stage inventors. And well, I don't know, we have about 25 members in Eastern Iowa, and I've got a big mailing list we send out to many interested parties in around Eastern Iowa to help that are involved with inventing. And I have online here vice president of our club, Sam McCord, is my shining star. He's developed a line of products that he's really developed over the years, and we were hoping he could tell us all about it. Take it away, Sam.
Absolutely.
Are you getting him hooked up?
I think you're muted, Sam.
You're muted, Sam.
I didn't
There we
realize
go.
that. Okay. Yeah.
There he is.
As everyone knows, as an inventor, there's no short stories. They're all very long, but I will make it the Reader's Digest version. I had a consulting firm for many years doing executive recruiting in the plastics industry. And honestly, when you go through 2 or 3 downturns, you get very flexible in what you do for services. And when companies are not hiring our services to recruit engineers and managers, then we had to switch to helping them decide where they were going to build a new plant, or they were going to expand their plant, so that way we were able to use our resources. And being an engineer, I'm all about processes and how to handle projects. And I got heavily involved with economic development too. So we parlayed into those services, which led into, and also I've been a member of Society of Plastics Engineers for over 30 years. And I was on the executive committee, and then, boy, that really gets you into the network. Let me tell you that, because that helped me an awful lot. But what all of this had led to is a gentleman that was wanting to take corncob fibers and blend them in with recycled plastics. And he wanted to make various products with that. Well, he did a really wonderful job of telling us all the things that he couldn't do. And so at the end of his presentation, which was in Des Moines at one of our meetings for economic development, because he was looking for money. When he was done, I approached him afterwards. I said, "How are you going to get this launched?" "Oh, well," he says, "people are just going to want this." Yeah, they're just knocking the doors down. But anyway, I basically explained to him how I could help him get this process going. And that's really what started. And it started with a very easy handshake, if you will. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with inventors, they typically don't have money, but he had a backer who was a very wealthy a person himself. He made a lot of money in real estate, which was okay. A lot of promises to pay, but that never happened. And we spent a lot, when I say we, my wife and I and another gentleman who I brought in, trying to help them get this thing going with the promise that, boy, it was going to be a payday coming in here real soon, real soon. You know, about a year, almost into a year, and no money and all kinds of other issues. I finally fired them and took the IP. And they couldn't do a damn thing about it because they never signed any kind of an agreement that they owned the property. But what it did for me is it allowed me to move into a full force direction of seeking out other companies that could help me get the compounding done, making the materials for bioplastics, taking reclaimed polypropylene, high density polyethylene, and blending in the corncob fibers. A lot of science in that. I'm an engineer, civil engineer, but I was also a materials engineer for soil materials consulting firm when I got out of college. So I understood the basics of the mechanical properties, physical properties, things of that nature. But when it comes into blending all of this together so that you get a married compound, if you will, where they work together, and it actually can be produced through injection molding. That's where I found a company in Kansas. They helped me put that whole thing together because they were wanting to do the same thing. Then trying to we got that process taken care of. Okay, and I got the business up and running. But the challenge is taking a brand new product, especially something this unique, and taking it into injection molders that know everything under the sun. And I hope nobody's in here doing injection molding as an owner, but I think you would also understand that you just have certain ways of doing things, and that's just what you're going to do. And when you come in with an alternative material that's going to save you money because you're running at lower temperatures, and you're not having to change your processes whatsoever. You just add it in, but just by saving the electricity and also lower back pressures, saves on the machinery as well. But it's hard to document that when you don't have a part that you can have produced. But I got lucky and found one of my buddies up in Northeast Iowa at a community college where they teach injection molding processes. They teach tool and die design. They teach how to build the tools, and then also product design. And so we were able to take some of our material that we had enough to, a couple of gaylords for sampling, and which was high density polyethylene reclaimed. It was industrial grade, and then blended in with 30% by weight corncob fiber. What was very specific about the fiber is the size of the particles. And that was part of our secret sauce, if you will, and knowing how to marry those together with the proper additives. And we were successful in doing that. So anyway, what we did is we were able to have have a part manufactured or produced through injection molding, and it happened to be a single cavity tool for a plant marker, which was but this size. This is 9-inch. Now this is the fourth generation of the design, but I didn't want to take this thing and go out talk to garden centers and all that other thing. I wanted to commercialize it and get it into a distribution network is what I did. And we were able to do that by getting it into, a small mom and pop shop, and that worked out for a while, but it was very difficult getting it in there. But, so I just took the bull by the horns and just said, okay, we got to go out and we got to sell this thing, go to trade shows, introduce it to master gardeners, things of that nature. So, I mean, it's very intensive. It's very labor process, quite frankly. Is what it boiled down to. This is before I even developed a website or anything like that. But the 9-inch we sold for about 3, 4 years, 5 years, and then the company that was helping sell these things, they kept back and they said, we need something bigger. The people say they would really like something that's about probably 13 to 15 inches tall with a much bigger faceplate on it. So we put our heads together, and I have a company here that actually is a designer, and then another company who is a tool builder. So they're within an hour of my house, which was fantastic. And these guys were great. I knew them through the Plastics Engineering Society. And the same way with the injection molder, we had one here locally. So then we came up with this design. So this is 13 and a 30-degree angle. You know what it's like when you're developing a product, all the designing and the iterations and whatnot. It took probably close to 6 months before we were actually ready to launch that. That went in the market. That did very well. Of course, we had 4 different colors: the basic dark green, white, black, and terracotta. Where we had those colors for quite some time, and then people were saying, "Gee whiz, we'd like colors," so we introduced 4 more colors on top of that. And then my master gardeners, who do an awful lot of buying from me, they said, we need something bigger for daylilies and irises and peonies. So they said, we need something that's 2 feet long. You can't see it here, but basically this is 2 feet long with a 5-inch by 4-inch faceplate. So that's where this faceplate can go on there for custom engraving. I glue it on there. And so, I mean, it's just a matter of one step after another. You listen to your customers when they want something, hopefully you can design that. When I was able to do all of this with the assistance of my wife and another gentleman who was in the plastics industry, she helped all with the back office operations, things of that nature. But money-wise, what really helped, I'm a good writer. When you're in the recruiting industry, you have to be a good communicator. And I made my own business plans, did my own marketing, things of that nature. But I found out through the Department of Economic Development there was a grant available back when Obama was in office. He had the I6 Green Challenge to make products out of that were sustainable, things of that nature. And I qualified for that. So we wrote a grant for the first one that was $50,000. So that helped build the tooling and get marketing and things of that nature. And then 2 years later, I came back, and then I built another tool. Then I could build a 24-inch. The thing is, we could build one tool, one master tool with 2 plates, so we could make it with this for 20,000. But when you're doing these big puppies, that's one tool, a two cavity tool. That's $30,000. So it ain't for the faint of heart. And then I also helped a buddy of mine with his pallet business and he built a tool for that, and I got his grant for him too. That grant was for $150,000 because the tooling was $100,000. But that's just kind of what I do. One thing that's coming up, I got my product into a small company that's called Shop Iowa. It's a young lady that started up getting things into Amazon, and she connected with me. She got me into Amazon, but I left that for a while. But my product was selected by Quad Cities Live with KWKC in Davenport, Iowa. And what they're going to do is promote my product. They are always looking for inventors in Iowa, and what are you doing? And they're going to be promoting it. Plus, we are also on Eastern Iowa as part of the Inventors as well. So,
Wow,
that's my story.
Well, it sounds like getting to market was the key to a lot of that. And if you we always say here, if you build it, they will come. Only works in bad Kevin Costner movies.
That's
So-
exactly right. Yeah, you can do all you want, but I tell you, that's the biggest challenge. The reason I was gone today in Des Moines was I was meeting with SCORE. SCORE, is funded by the SBA. Well, the SBA has basically taken over SCORE, and which has probably been a good thing, quite honestly, because now they're all working together. But they're also now combining their resources with the veterans. God, I can't even read it; it's too damn small. Veterans Business Outreach Centers. Yeah, that's what happens when we get older. It's the VPOC, and now they're joining forces with the veterans, but not the Veterans Administration. I'm a veteran, and my company's veteran owned. And I'll tell you what, it's very difficult working with veteran it's just almost impossible. But this lady, that Ashwari, she's the director of the Nebraska and Iowa section, and I met with them today. And they are going to help. They have very good resources. They understand the horticulture side, because to get my product, it's got to get across. It is across the United States. In fact, I'm in a lot of Florida. In fact, I just placed a big order with Sunken Gardens in St. Petersburg. So if you can see the markers there, they just bought 152 that were engraved, but they've been a customer for around 7 years. But this is going to be a wonderful thing, and actually, it's going to be good for the Inventors Club as well, because there's a lot of vets that want to make that transition, but it's not easy, especially, if there's such a different mindset in the military of doing business as opposed to going civilian business. So this organization is going to be an excellent resource. So we're not taking anything away from anybody. We're actually adding additional resources, is what it boils down to, especially for those who don't really have much money through SCORE, SBA. There's no fees charged for that.
Wow, that is great, Sam.
Sure.
Well, thank you all so much. And if they're wanting to know more, Frank's just put the link in the chat.
Yes. Yes.
Inventorsgroup.org. So if you're in that area, you definitely want to go see Frank. So
You bet.
all right. Who's next, Leo?
Next we got Jesse. Sorry.
Hello.
Hey,
Jesse
Hey,
Morgan
how's
out
it
of Fort
going?
Myers, Florida. Oh, you got me?
We got you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
on.
I'm sorry.
You're on, Jesse.
And Jesse Morgan out of Fort Myers, Florida. Let me see. My club was Edison Inventors, and Edison did it in 1808. I think, yeah, 1808. That sounds good, right? When that club was invented.
If your group started in 1808, you have won the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won the prize. Yes.
Yep.
I can't prove that, but it sounded
Yeah.
pretty good. So.
But
No
it
worries.
sounds
The
great,
prize is
doesn't it?
bragging rights. So
Well, being part of Edison Inventors, Edison Association, all that stuff. I'm just a manufacturer of weapons, gun guy for years. Been involved in a lot of different things. I help people with prototypes, help people with manufacturing, guns, cars, anything you think about, anything to do with the security world. Security guards, security towers. One of my new things out there. I put towers out there right now that are totally independent. You see them up in Publix, you see them in different places, but I put towers out for rent right now because I get so tired of security guards not doing their job, not paying attention, falling asleep, not showing up. So I'm eliminating guards. I have 30 guards. I'm eliminating eventually and putting more towers out there to we control a much bigger area. I don't have to worry about them falling asleep. I don't worry about not showing up. I don't have to worry about them, liability wise. There's no liability out there. Just I got to make sure my towers are out there paying attention. So we do a lot of AI. My towers today, honestly, can control and do everything themselves without being monitored. They will automatically pick up a way a person walks, a way a person's doing certain things up on the property, will automatically deter that property or deter that person and start yelling at them, screaming at them, as well as telling them that law enforcement are being dispatched. It's amazing. I have them inside of stores. it'll start telling if you're pickpocketing or putting something inside your purse or inside your pants. It'll deter this way too as well. I've been working a lot with that right now. I've been really going back into that world of AI and learning a lot more stuff about it. But going back with our group and stuff like that, I'm really trying to get it started. I've just been so busy with my business and getting things going, and I need to find a good person to dedicate some time who's retired that I can really help lead into it, finance some things, and get some things going. We are at the IMAG. I have a free place down there to go ahead and do a lot of things. But it's just one of those things that I just
Tell
haven't
us a
had the
little bit
time.
about the IMAG Center.
Yes,
For
sir.
those who don't know.
The IMAG is the Imaginarium of Fort Myers. They have a makerspace built in there. I went and got $200,000 from a gentleman, and we built a makerspace there for kids who want to develop projects or want to be able to 3D print something or want to get into anything. But they also, all summer, there's probably about around 30,000 students during the whole year who visit there. They do science, they do math, they do everything about the weather. There's a big giant globe in there. You touch it, it'll tell you the weather anywhere in the United States. There's a giant wind machine up there to tornadoes. They have all kinds of things that educate kids, from dinosaurs, excavating different pieces of property on there, as well as fish, alligators, all kinds of different things on the property that will educate the kids today. It's amazing what they do there at the IMAG. You could actually pull it all up, imag.org and of Fort Myers, and it's a giant museum there. They have all this stuff from Fort Myers, how it first back in, I forget the date, and to what it is today, the original buildings and stuff like that, what the IMAG does. They got a giant theater in there that will seat about 60 people, and it's a giant, I think it's 30-foot by 30-foot screen, and we do presentations in there. And that's pretty impressive when you got a giant screen that big and do a presentation in there. I really want to get back into it. I just got to start pushing and get some more time.
When do you
Edison Fairs?
when do you plan to start doing meetings again? I know you all have been around for a long time, and I'm glad to see you coming back. So, any plans to is the website active right now, or are we still
It's
kind of
not active. We're still a 501c3. I was talking to Matt, the original president. He wants to push something. I said for December, if we can get one meeting a month right now,
yeah,
and get that out there. So we're trying to push a December meeting. I think the 10th or the is the next available date that he talked about, and then we have to sit there and talk about it. I'm going to give him a call on actually tomorrow and go over some stuff, because he still can help out. He's so busy with his business, but he still wants to help out and be part of the Edison Association, Edison Inventors Group.
fantastic. Well,
but we're still.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, when you go back, if you want to just send us the information, we'd love to help you push that out.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing I want to talk to you about is Edison Fairs. I'm not sure
Mhm.
if you ever seen what Edison Fairs is all about.
Mm-mm.
We do. I'm a judge on there, but we have virtual judging coming up in February of next year. So virtual judging, I can send it out to everybody. We have kids from kindergarten all the way to seniors, and we roughly have anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 students who bring their ideas from science to inventions, and they bring it into our area with Florida Gulf Coast University. We have we use their gymnasium floor, and they bring their projects in there, and we judge them. And then we have virtual judging, but we also have on-site judging as well. We've been doing this for years. Our inventors, for my God, let me see. We've taken 2 or 3 up to nationals in DC at least every year. Gary Nelson runs it. He used to run Edison Inventors Association years ago, and then he runs the Edison Fairs. And he's always yells at me to get involved, come spend some time over here, go talk to these kids. I like going there and just listen to them, because they all have to do a book on their invention, exactly when they started, exactly about everything, when they began, how much money they put into it, what research they've done, and they get graded just on their book, on the invention, not just, and they put up a kiosk type of thing, but they get, the book is almost 50% of their project, and that's how they get graded. And then we find the best projects and some other things that have legitimacy or life into it and stuff like that. So it's amazing if you get a chance to be a virtual reality or be a judge on this, and the kids to actually listen to them and talk about their product and what they've done and how they invented and how they came up with it. It just really blows you away. I mean, we're talking, like I said, when you're dealing with almost 2,500 kids total, it's crazy. But it's Edison fairs. It's always been big down here. We use our 5 counties to gather all the kids in our area here to participate in there and submit their ideas. They're submitting them now for February. They have a deadline, I believe, January 1st or January 10th for their project. In February, we go into judging and everything. There's all awards for all this. It's all funded. Florida Gulf Coast University. They help out a lot. They put a lot of funding towards what we do and everything else there. But I really help out a lot. And they always yell at me to come and do more and more. But it's just so hard. I mean, in the business I do and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people. I have a lot of connections, that type of thing.
Well,
And,
it sounds like you really do have a lot going on, Jesse. And we want to help support you, especially if you're gearing back up the Edison group. And just let us know. We'd love to help push that out.
I will let you know. I'm getting back on this. I promise. I'll have something.
Good deal.
I'll have something. One more thing I'm going to throw out there is that I've got a new project that just hit Gimme out of Texas. It's a interactive home device that slides over your Google Home, your Google Alexa. It actually is a cover that slides over top, and it's interactive. So just imagine a bus or anything that slides over your Google, and when you ask Google what time it is, the bus interactively, the eyes move and the lower lips repeats the words, and it talks to you. And,
yeah. Wow.
all right.
Very
I
cool.
built this from a prototype, and Gimme Industries, I use one of their motors for the lower lips. And I've been trying to get a license deal for them to build this in China. And I've been pushing back and forth, and they had to wait till the first of the year to really decide on this project. But when you see this piece, it blows you away. I mean, I wish I don't have the one at home here, my prototype.
I was going to say,
but
you don't have a link to it or anything on anywhere?
I could put it on a video. I have a sales sheet on it and stuff like that. I can put it up there.
Definitely.
But you walk by
now,
it.
Do you have IP for it yet?
Yes, sir. I had to wait to get everything done on that, my PPA and everything else on it. I've been playing with this a lot to get the right motors and the right interactive with it. Even when you walk by it, it actually, can I help you today? So it makes your Google Home or your Alexa more personal and interactive with you. It fits over 10 different models right now that's produced by Google or produced by Alexa and stuff like that. And I'll put I don't have the sales sheet on this one. I could put it up, or you can email me too, and I can send all kinds of stuff on it. But it's
I'll tell you what,
excellent.
If you want to put your email in the chat, we'll definitely reach out. Jesse, we appreciate
it. My email is in the chat. It's a JP Morgan 1964 at Gmail. I've been, like I said, I built this whole thing. It's one of my new babies. I call it my new baby because my other extractor tool didn't take off. I sold about 10,000 pieces of my safety tool, but safety tools don't sell. That's what it comes down to. It is that everybody thinks a safety tool, yeah, I need it, but I only need it when I do, not to save your life until you actually do need a safety tool inside your vehicle to save your life. And like I said, safety tools are very hard to sell, but this new product here, I think, is going to be a good, at least not a home run, but at least maybe by third base or maybe a home run, but you never know. It's one of those products.
All right, great. Well, Jesse, we appreciate that. And let's see, we've got one more to go here. Ken Rainbolt with the Indiana Inventors Association. And Ken, I know I had a great conversation with Dave the other day, and we're really glad to have you here representing. So tell us about the Indiana Inventors Association.
Well, I've been going to it about 25, 30 years. Our Dave Zidonis is our president, and we have lots of different people who have been in it for a while. We got the David Caldwell is our patent examiner that's retired, and he's also our webmaster for our group. We have Aaron, the ant guy that was on your show a couple months ago.
That's right. Aaron, so
he's
for those that don't know, I mean, you want to tell what Aaron's got or who Aaron is?
This is
a great story.
He's got a strap called a ant tarp strap, and it connects over your shoulder, and you connect it to a tarp, and you rake your leaves or debris from trimming trees or gardening debris, from landscaping, put it on there, and you can just drag it anywhere. A lot easier than, say, grabbing up the corners of the strap and trying to pull it over your shoulder and stuff, and it's just behind you, and you just got your back and your legs built into it, and away you go,
Yeah,
and
Aaron,
I believe he's got them in Home Depot, I believe.
Oh, is he's in Hope Depot? He was part of our innovation station at the Kentucky State Fair in August, and it was neat. We've got some really cool video on social media. We'll have to dig that up and hope repost that again, of him using his, so he had all of his booth stuff, and here we are at the dock at the Kentucky State Fair Convention Center, and he's loaded all of his booth stuff on a tarp, and he straps it across his shoulders and actually carries all his stuff on his product into the booth. It was just pretty amazing. So and he's got them for sale. He's doing well with them, from what I understand, and it's that's great if he's got them in Home Depot now. That's amazing.
Yeah, and we got several guys that's got like 15 different patents a piece. One guy has HVAC patents. He's got his own business, and he's been licensing one of his products to Canada for about 50 years, getting royalties on it. We got Craig Whitcomb that's got remarkableventure.com, where you can list your ideas on his website and try to find people that are interested in purchasing or licensing your ideas. And he's fairly new on that setup. We got one guy that has 18 different patents. A lot of them were in the television industry, like tuners that he designed and has patents on it. And he has a bunch of patents on veneer processes. Occasionally we have 2 or 3, 4 times a year, we have special guests that come in and do presentations. We had one guy you probably all heard of, was Louis Foreman from Edison Nation.
Yeah,
he's visited our group and gave a presentation. We have a guy named Josh Springer from Grin On Industries, who created a bottoms-up beer dispenser. If you've never seen them, it's got little clear cups. It's got magnets on the bottom of them. and you stick it on this device, and it's like a beer dispenser, but it fills the beer up from the bottom, and you don't get
It's like
the
a magic trick
head
to
on top of
see.
your beer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when
I've
when
seen
it
that
fills
all
up,
over.
the magnet closes up, and that you can fill a beer up faster than you can ring them up. So
Oh, nice.
he's
Yeah. I didn't
started
know that
doing.
was you guys. I didn't know he was he
Yeah,
was
that's really cool.
from your group. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
well, he's here.
Been all over social media.
Yeah, he's got his company here on the north side of town. So
Very
basically, I've been with the group, 25, 30 years. And back in 2009, I went with several other guys, including David Zadonis, to the Eureka Ranch for their U.S. Department of Commerce USA National Inventors Marketplace, where they provided you with $2,000 worth of product analysis. And I had a product there that I entered. I got good reviews on it, but it would take a lot of funding to do that. And it was basically for a miniature recording device about the size lengthwise of a eyeglass case, and it's got a digital recorder in it that I've got from Radio Shack. It's a little square recorder that records 10 seconds of sound. And I designed an electronic board that's got sensors on it, motion sensors and lights that come on, and you can adjust the lens for depending on where you put it. But it's for like in grocery stores, and you've probably seen the ones that you walk in front of them and they go off, But the companies that make those, they make thousands of them, and they basically, when the promotion's over, they throw them in the trash. Whereas my idea is recordable. So you could program your own message, and you could have, say, 1 or 10 in the aisles on different products, record your little message, and every time somebody walks by, it tells them about it. And, the next week, change them and put them somewhere else. Or you could mount them above your doorways into your business. Welcoming your customers or thanking them for dropping in. So I designed that, and it fastens onto the UPC track guide just like the other ones. And it never really got off the ground, pretty much most of my ideas. Over 45 years I've been inventing, I have at least 52 ideas that I've invented, and I've made prototypes on at least 24 of them. And there's probably a handful or two that I've completely forgotten about. And so currently my big endeavor now, I've got recent posts on Facebook of say about 6 or 8 of my ideas I've had in the past. And, I put them out there, and they've never sold. But I like getting people's ideas on what they think about them. I got a LinkedIn page. I currently have a website for one of my ideas that I developed. I've been developing for about 7 years or so. And the last couple of years, I put together a website and trying to sell my idea. And I'm not really having much good luck with that. But it's called Pallet Skates. And it's basically this device right here. It slips into the end of a pallet skate, or a pallet when it's laying on the floor that's empty. So you can basically what you do is you slip it in there, and then you take the pallet and flip it straight up onto the pallet skate, and you can roll the empty pallet back to the dock or receiving area, or take it out to the floor wherever you need it, as long as it's empty. That way you don't have to chase down a pallet jack. So I worked in a warehouse for like 18 years, a big box warehouse. It's a club. And just a lot of times I worked in maintenance for 18 years, and it's just a lot of times management or somebody would stop me and say, hey, can you get this pallet off the floor? And you know, we've got, you know, maybe six pallet jacks around the place. And then, you know, how big some of these clubs are. And just, you know, you spend more time looking around trying to find a pallet jack. And if you say you want to get a forklift to get it off the floor, you have to get people to stand in front of you and then behind you where you don't accidentally run over a member or a customer. So that takes a lot more time, and you know, you got things you got to do, you know. So and once you find a pallet, then you got to walk all the way back to where the pallet, or once you find a pallet jack, you got to walk all the way back to where the pallet is and take it off the floor. Otherwise, you have to take it and drag it across the floor and wear yourself out, you know. So it just saves a lot of time. And my website is called palletskates.com. Well, actually, it's pallet-skates.com. And I've been I've got 2 provisional patents on it, and I got another one I'm in the process of filing. And I've got 4 different iterations of it. And I got what you do, you take the pallet skate and you can hang it up at the end of the aisles on a hook, or you can carry it on a carabiner on your waist, or throw it over your shoulder on a strap and on your side and carry it that way. And it only weighs as much as a water bottle does, you know, 1 pound, 3 ounces. So
the website is pallet-skates.com.
Yep.
Right.
Putting it in the chat.
Great. Well, and now when are your meetings at the Inventors?
Our meetings are once a month, the first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. at the MCL on 86th Street. It's on the north side of town. And
if someone's in Indiana and they want to visit a meeting, what is our website they can sign up on, or?
The website, I think it's Indiana Inventors Association blog spot or something like that. I just don't, you know, I don't.
No worries.
No worries.
My Google Foo will find it. I got it.
Yeah. Leo's got it covered.
You know, like I said, I've been inventing for 45 years and got over 51
there we go.
ideas. And I've, for about 10 years, I submitted at least 15 different ideas to Edison Nation, if you remember them. It was a company where you send in your ideas. They have companies looking for ideas, and you send in your ideas and they evaluate them, and you have like 8 steps you had to go through to be able to present to them. I had out of those 15 different presentations, I got up to present at least 5 times, but for various reasons, they picked other ideas that they thought were maybe more profitable or more lucrative. And then from there, after Edison Nation went up and sold out their media rights, I started submitting to Market Blast. And I've sent 4 different ideas to Market Blast on 15 different hunts. And I got rejected from all of them. And I found out that Warren Tuttle, who's behind Market Blast, I got his book called Inventor Confidential. He stresses pretty much that most of his ideas that he vents for those 3 big companies like Lifetime Brands, and I think he does them for Procter and Gamble too, I think.
That's right.
He and another company I've never heard of, but he evaluates all their ideas, and he pretty much stresses that if you don't have a patent or a patent pending, he'll pretty much kick you off and say,
Sure.
see you. And that's kind of like been always been my biggest problem. I just don't have the money for patenting, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a big chunk of money.
PPAs as a first plunge. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Just
Ken,
little.
thanks so much. I think Leo's got, you have the Indiana Inventors Association site, looks like in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anybody that wants to look at that, thank you so much, Ken. We really appreciate sharing your story and the story of the inventors. So with that, we have two audiences here. For those of you that don't know, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're going to be kind of wrapping things up on YouTube, but the Inner Circle folks on Zoom. So if you signed up and registered and you're on the Inner Circle, we're going to do a little thing called the mixer. If we have time for that, we have time for a mixer or two, Leo.
We do. I'm watching the fight in the background, though. I gotta confess.
I thought you were looking up for some reason. So, so let's say goodbye on the live stream. And if you all do want to come to one of these Inner Circle parts of Inventor Friday, you can do so by going to our website and signing up at kyinventors.org. So you definitely want to check us out. We're kind of the host of this, but we're another group just like these other folks. But we didn't want to be in the limelight tonight. We wanted all these other folks. So all the inventor leaders, thank you all so much. And thank you all for tuning in on YouTube. The Zoom folks on the Zoom Inner Circle, hang on, stay tuned. Don't leave yet. I know there's probably a cool fight going on, but I promise you this segment's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to end the live stream. Got to figure out how to do that.
Thank you, Don Skaggs and company.
Thanks.
Well,
Appreciate
thanks
that.
thank you all for letting us feature you. And I'm going to stop this live stream. Listen to me. KY Invent